So hey, you guys know that show that we're supposed to be doing?
You mean the one that starts in a few minutes?
Yeah, that one. I just realized we don't even have a name.
Should probably find one pretty quick.
Right. So does anyone have any ideas at all?
Oh, I've got one. Let's call it Sports Center.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's taken.
Why don't we just ask the fans?
Do we even have any fans?
Well, now is a good time to find out.
You know, you guys are on to something. How about you guys stay here and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Okay, we need help naming this show. I personally don't have any good ideas, so I thought I would go out into the adoring public, okay, to try and find some people who would have a good idea on what to name this show. Let's see how it goes. Excuse me, sir. The Red Hawk Sports Network is having a weekly show. What should we name it? I don't think he heard me. So the Red Hawk Sports Network is having a weekly show, but we don't know what to name it. So would you happen to have any good ideas?
How about Sports Center?
Does no one understand copyright?
Sports Center.
What'd she say?
She was really rude. It actually kind of hurt my feelings a bit.
Should we keep that in?
No, cut it out. All right, I'll be honest, that didn't exactly go as well as I thought it would. But I still think that hearing from the people is the best idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you go onto our social media pages and you tell us what you think we should name this show. And if we like it, we might just use it. All right, I've got to run. Show's about to start. It's gonna be really fun. I'll see you in there.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on our inaugural, currently nameless, weekly sports update show. I'm Jack Bartek.
I'm John Kosoban.
I'm Sonny Bartel.
And I'm George Jamgochin.
And we are the Red Hawk Sports Network, your home for all things Montclair State athletics. In a normal year, we'd probably be opening up with the season openers for all of our sports athletics teams. However, under the current circumstances, there are no games to be played.
Yeah, you know, we've had to call some audibles. We're on Zoom, but everything's working. The show must go on.
And even though there are no games to be played, there are stories to be told, as this week George covered some of the fall practices going on at Montclair State. Without further ado, George?
Thanks, Sonny. Although there aren't any scheduled games, I caught up with the women's soccer team, the field hockey team, and the women's lacrosse team to see how they're preparing for their season, as well as the precautions they took to finally get back on the field.
They're the sights and sounds that are a part of the student-athlete experience. Whether it's soccer, field hockey, or lacrosse, Montclair State players and coaches are thankful that sports are coming back in the spring.
Oh, it's so exciting. We're really fortunate. We're actually the only team in the NJAC that is able to practice, so that's really special.
It's exciting for us. We are looking forward to playing, and we're grateful that the opportunity is being presented. It will be different in a number of ways. I think we're going to see some challenges with the climate. We're usually out here in the heat of August and September, and we only have a few cold days in October and November, so that will be interesting.
Field hockey and women's lacrosse began their on-field practices on September 1st, while the women's soccer team started 8 days later. The decision to move forward with practices delighted many of the senior athletes, including soccer defender Catherine Carnival.
With everything going on, I just want to make the most out of the situation. That's really important for me for the last year, and I love my team. There are 35 of my best friends.
Even though teams have the privilege of practicing, the athletic department set up new health guidelines on their own campus to ensure their rich history continues this season. In the lobby of Paninger Athletic Center, Montclair State's athletic history is on display, as you can see behind me. But, because of COVID concerns, face coverings are required, and they also set up hand sanitizer stations. Also, every athlete and coach must be screened prior to entry. It may seem a little different than what we're accustomed to, but to women's soccer head coach Patrick Notter, he doesn't seem to mind.
This isn't about following rules for COVID or guidelines. It's about doing the right thing and being selfless and being responsible and being mature. And they've done a great job with that. And they kind of police themselves.
Despite these teams starting their seasons later than expected, the goal has remained the same, to come out on top and bring another championship back to Montclair State. For the Red Hawk Sports Network, I'm George Jamgochi.
Thanks, George. Great to see our athletes back out there, and hopefully it's only a matter of time before we see them back playing games. On Monday, the athletics department held their 8th annual Red Hawk Open, usually a golf outing, but this year, obviously due to the circumstances, that was not possible. I took a look to see how they made it possible, even in these tough times. In a normal year, covering the Red Hawk Open would have me on a golf course, like this. However, under this year's unique circumstances, that was not an option. But even though golf was out of the picture, the Red Hawk Open is a vital event for Montclair State athletics, and the athletics department knew the show must go on, as athletic director Rob Chesney told me.
Because we really do count on it. It's been great, and it's been great to what we were able to do last year to start the Red Hawk Sports Network, which is a big part of it, and it's really gonna be an integral part of funding it for this coming year and taking it to another step. So we were really hoping that they were going to be able to do something, and then they come up with this idea, let's do something virtual. We can still hit people and maybe use some of the opportunity to kind of advertise for the people who are interested in sponsoring.
And on Monday night, supporters of Montclair State University Athletics hopped on a Zoom call for the first ever virtual Red Hawk Open experience.
Good evening and welcome to the 8th Annual Red Hawk Open, the virtual edition. My name is Jean Morano and I'm the Assistant Vice President for Annual Giving and Alumni Engagement here at Montclair State. Although we may not be together in person tonight, we're gathering online for our annual Red Hawk Open to celebrate and support Montclair State athletics.
The night was full of trivia, with prizes going to the first to answer the questions correctly in the chat box, videos and speeches from Montclair State athletes, employees, alumni, and more, and the night closed out with a raffle drawing on the original location, Crestmont Country Club.
And the winning number is 2735. 2735. Congratulations.
The event, which usually generates around $100,000 for the athletics department, still brought in around $55,000 despite the circumstances. While the hope is to be back out on the Crestmont fairways next year, the first ever virtual Red Hawk Open was a success.
Hey, Jack, thanks for that cool piece. Next up is our story on All-American volleyball star Carly Waterman. Check it out.
Montclair State University is home to many athletic achievements, but junior Carly Waterman is truly one of a kind. The volleyball star is the first in the program to ever earn All-American honors. The volleyball season may be postponed due to COVID-19, but Carly continues to work hard and train.
I feel an All-American is someone who shows an athletic ability to perform the sport, but also have that leadership role as well.
While Waterman might be a team leader now, becoming a Red Hawk wasn't her first choice.
When I was first applying for schools, I didn't want to go anywhere close. I wanted to get out of New Jersey, wanted to get far away, and apply for Montclair or whatever. Great atmosphere and environment to be a part of, and I absolutely fell in love with volleyball. And then starting classes, it was just, everything just was fitting right into place, everything I ever wanted. So super happy I came here.
Carly's a special player. Those don't come often. And when you do, you want to put them in spots that they're going to be leaders. And I think she has a lot of leadership qualities and capabilities with our team. And that's one of the main reasons. Her game has been always top notch. But it's her leadership, her character on the court that really is what drives us to choose her as a captain. And she's done an outstanding job at leading our team.
Being the first All-American in volleyball history was definitely something super humble about, and just a great award to achieve. And I remember getting everyone texting me and congratulating me, and it was just so amazing to see how many people actually followed it, and that was there for me during it.
Though competition seems a lifetime away, Carly remains eager to pursue an NJAC championship with her team when it returns.
Wow, that was a great story on Carly Waterman.
And as you know, we are still nameless here on the Red Hawk Sports Network show. So if you think you have a good idea for a name for our show, you can comment on our Instagram page at RedHawkSN with your name and the idea, and we'll take it into consideration.
That's all we have for this week's episode. Come back same time next week, and hopefully we will have a name. Thank you again for joining us. From the Red Hawk Sports Network, have a great day.